Okay, class, I wanted to talk to you just to go through how I measured to make sure that my Notan will fit on my Bristol paper. I have a different size Bristol paper than you do, so the measurements aren't the same, but I want to talk through the process. Okay, so first I looked at my design, so I picked this design, and I wanted to make sure that I want to keep the composition the same. So I want to make sure that I have a similar rectangle size, unlike this one was a square. So if I, put a square on my Bristol, I'm not going to get that same composition. Or if my rectangle is too skinny or too fat, it's going to be, the composition will be wrong. Okay, so what I did then is I found the center of the Bristol paper, and I just put a little X there so I knew where it was. Now I'm looking, I did this because it helps me kind of orientate myself and make sure everything is centered. Now again, there's a million ways you can measure, and I don't really think a lot in numbers. I'm more of a visual person, so I go sometimes in a weird way about things. So again, you can do this different as long as everything is measured out. So the next thing I did is kind of figured out how big I wanted my rectangle, and so then I measured from here or from the side an equal amount on this side and this side. So I'm making the rectangle first and then checking to make sure it will work. If that doesn't, you could do it the other way. You could kind of measure how much space you need over here to make the rectangle. So then I drew just really gently these, or like really lightly, these top triangles, and then I kind of figured out how big the overall triangle will be, and I think it will be that size. Then I measured how much that would be, and then I checked to see if there was enough room up here for that, and there is. And so now I know this can flip and have enough room, and then because the measurements are the same, this can flip and have enough room. I did the same for this, so I didn't draw it on there, but I knew this is coming inward right here, so I did that and I flipped that way, and did that and I flipped this way, and then these center shapes fit in the middle, so I knew they would fit. So that's how I did my measurements. So I just wanted to show, I got stuff all over my paper now. That's how I did my measurements, so I wanted to show you. Again, you might go about this the same way, a totally different way, but your goal is that everything is place centered and that you have enough space on the sides to flip everything, but not too much space that you have it's super empty. So please draw it out very lightly first before you cut. Then after I did that, I cut a shape that fits. So this is pretty small. It's much smaller than you would think. So if I had done this without measuring first, I might have cut this too big. Then I cut everything out, put it on there, and realized there's no space for my cutout. So make sure, how I did this is I just measured this box. Then on my black paper, I measured the same box size and then drew straight lines, cut it. I cut it with scissors, but if I did it again, I would use the X-Acto knife because the cuts aren't perfect, and with the X-Acto knife I can get it perfect. So I will talk about X-Acto knives in another video. All right.